Hello everyone, it's Mike here and I'll be sharing with you today the fourth week of my 20-week schedule to prepare for the CFA Level 1 exam. I will try to briefly explain what I expect candidates to study for the fourth week and how to go through with the material. During the third week, candidates should have started financial reporting chapters. As I have stated, this topic should take candidates around 2 to 2.5 weeks to complete. You should complete the following 6 readings in the fourth week. Reading 25 Inventories, 26 Long-Lived Assets, 27 Income Tax, 28 Non-Current Liabilities, 29 Financial Reporting Qualities, and 30 Application of Financial Statements. If you are not able to complete the readings during this week, it is fine to keep the last 2 readings for next week to complete during week 5. A quick reminder while studying FRA readings is to note down the differences between IFRS and US GAAP in a table. And again, do not focus a lot on memorizing the differences in the first review. Just note them down and maybe solve a couple of problems while your notes are open. So we start off our week with reading 25 Inventories. This is an interesting chapter with a couple of concepts. First, understand and solve the problem using different inventory valuation methods that are LIFO, FIFO, and weighted average cost. Also solve a couple of problems using periodic and perpetual inventory systems. Then the chapter digs deeper into LIFO reserve and LIFO liquidation. Both are important concepts, noting that only US GAAP permits using LIFO. Recently I received this joke from one of my students. I know it's a bit disturbing, but it's an easy way to remember the differences between FIFO and LIFO. Then you have reading 26, that is long-lived assets. It's also an interesting chapter. Solve a couple of problems regarding capitalization versus expensing and the impact on financial statements and ratios. Then the curriculum digs deeper into intangible assets. Make sure to understand all the differences between IFRS and US GAAP. Then you have the depreciation and amortization concept. Make sure that you solve enough problems to understand the different depreciation method. And finally, you have revaluation and impairment method. Also note out the differences between US GAAP and IFRS. I agree these couple of chapters are a bit detailed, but after solving some problems, you'll grasp the concept easier. Then you have reading 27, income taxes. As I have stated in my previous video, some candidates find this chapter a bit difficult. So in my opinion, you can sacrifice the second part of this chapter and focus on the remaining material in FRA chapters. We will check out this material in the second review after around 10 weeks. So the main part of this chapter is understanding the differences between accounting profit and taxable income that leads to deferred tax asset and deferred tax liability. For the second part of the chapter, when the curriculum digs deeper into the calculation, try to go through with the material, but if you found it a bit difficult, just sacrifice the material and focus on other readings. After that, you have reading 28, non-current or long-term liabilities. This chapter will introduce the bond concept. You will see the same material again in fixed income readings. Then the curriculum also introduced the concept of leasing and pension plan. These concepts that are seen in this chapter are introduction into larger topics seen throughout Level 1 and Level 2. And finally, the last 2 reading 29 Financial Reporting Quality and reading 30 Application of Financial Statement Analysis. It's fine if you could not study this chapter during week 4. You can study them next week with Corporate Finance chapter. These 2 chapters combine what we have seen throughout the FRA chapters with a few analysis concepts. Also, in my opinion, when you finish FRA studies, check again for a second time reading 24 Financial Analysis Technique, as this chapter combines a couple of concepts seen throughout all the readings. So this is it for the fourth week, and best of luck in your studies. If you found this video beneficial, please hit the like button and leave a comment if you have any questions. Thanks again and see you next time.